Hydraulic fracking is the process of using water, sand, and a chemical mixture to fracture deep well sites and rock formations in order to extract gases and oils. Water is piped or trucked into the site. Sand and chemicals are mixed with the water. The mixture is pumped down the well from the injection site at high pressure to fissure the rock formation and extract the gas or oil. Gas or oil is collected and the flowback wastewater is treated and held. Wastewater heads off to be stored in underground reservoirs. When was fracking created? During the Civil War, veteran Colonel Edward A.L. Roberts fought bravely in 1862, and he saw the results of exploding Confederate artillery rounds in a canal that gave him an idea. In 1866, he was awarded a U.S. patent for the Roberts torpedo, and fracking was born. Safer than nitroglycerin fracturing, hydraulic fracturing has been used since 1949, and with the newer technologies of the last 15 to 20 years, it has become standard practice in most natural gas operations. Hydraulic fracking is being used all over the U.S. and will affect nature and natural resources in many ways. In 2000, there were 342,000 natural gas wells operating in the U.S. In 2010, there were more than 510,000 natural gas wells operating. That is an increase of nearly 49%, and it has only continued to grow. The good news is jobs and money. The new gas and oil booms are bringing high-wage jobs all over the country and economically invigorating many rural communities. A benefit to consumers is the price of natural gas is dropping. According to the Environmental Protection Agency, quote, compared to the average air emissions from coal-fired generation, natural gas produces half as much carbon dioxide, less than a third as much nitrogen oxides, and 1% as much sulfur oxides at the power plant, end quote. So the question is, does the future look bright?
As long as there are great profits to be made and few oversights, the growth of hydraulic fracking is expected to keep on booming.
One of the downsides of hydraulic fracking is going from this to this. Fracking is booming, and with it comes the transformation of ecosystems from natural to not-natural. Many creatures are losing valuable habitat. Fracking has the potential to contaminate and pollute our air and water. Congress exempted the hydraulic fracking industry from the Safe Drinking Water Act after a 2004 study found fracking to be safe. With disagreements on where contaminants being found by well sites come from and sheer number of fracking sites in operation, it is a risk to one of our most valuable natural resources of fresh water. Fracking causes major noise pollution and large vehicle traffic to the areas they operate. There is also evidence of toxic chemicals traveling through the air to neighbors. Earthquakes have been linked to the disposal wells where used fracking fluids are sent. The state of Texas has 50,000 sites, and the frequency and strength of earthquakes have been increasing.
In 2004, there were conflicts of interest between some top government officials and the oil and gas industry. Some of the studies are thought to be not completely thorough and to have been negotiated.
The risks of accidents need to be included, along with the long-term risks of fracking wells. So we ask again, fracking, is it really a good idea? Fracking, like the compact fluorescent, it is part of the evolution of the planet energy progression. It may be more efficient for the time being, but as we realize the downfalls of it and new technologies become better and cheaper, we will gradually replace it. If the proper oversight is done and the monitoring and enforcement is carried out by our policymakers, we believe we should utilize this technology as long as it is deemed a better alternative than other energy production methods. While utilizing hydraulic fracking in a safe manner, we must also realize the importance of devoting as much resources as possible to renewable energy. Hydraulic fracking may help our quality of life in the short term, but like the resource it helps extract, it is not infinite, and we owe it to our future generations to use this technique with a healthy amount of trepidation. We will always need to continue to monitor and adapt. As for our future, we should be informing our children about fracking.